Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Multiara Class A Department of English Literature, and I'm from Group 13.
Hello everyone, my name is Sulvira Hasra from English Literature Class A.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dian Nurdani and I'm from Group 13. For now, I will explain the result of the analysis of the story entitled The Arrogant Tree. This fable tells about a tree that lives in the forest which is arrogant and only wants to help beautiful animals. For example, starling which have beautiful feathers. One day, there was a sickly rabbit who was very tired and wanted to take shelter for a while near the roads, but the tree refused because it was dehydrated. Because the rabbit felt insulted, the rabbit prayed the arrogant tree would be punished by God. God also granted the rabbit's request and sent many caterpillars to the tree so that the leaves and flowers of the tree fall and withered. The tree is judged through the will sown wither. Because realized his mistake, the tree prayed the promise not to be arrogant and helps others. God finally granted his wish and sent a golden woodpecker that ate the caterpillar in the tree trunk. Finally, the tree is no longer arrogant and lives happily in the forest.
In this video, I will explain about character, setting, plot, and conflict in the Arrogant Tree short story. The first is character, namely, tree has a prideful and arrogant nature. It does not allow other animals to perch and stay on its branches. The second, rabbit, has a disease and its fur is falling a lot. The third, starlings, birds that have beautiful feathers. And the last, woodpecker, the one who helps the tree. The second is setting, namely in the forest, because from the beginning of the story to the end of the story, the place is only in the forest. And the third is plot, namely chronological plot. The story is a forward plot because it tells the story of a tree that was originally beautiful to fall or damaged and ends with the beauty of the tree returning. And the last, conflict. The conflict of the story begins with the personality of a tree which is arrogant, where the tree only allows beautiful birds to perch on its branches. Until there is a rabbit that looks sick with a dirty body and falling feathers, desperately asking permission to rest near the root of the tree, which in the end the tree insisted on not allowing a sick rabbit to rest near the roots or for a moment, until the rabbit was hurt and prayed to God that the tree would be given the right reward, and indeed the tree got its reward.
I will explain about theme, point of view, imagery, and symbolism. The theme of this story is vanity. In the story, it tells the pride of the tree. The point of view is the third person because the author puts himself outside the story to tell the story to the reader. The imagery, the description that makes the tree arrogant approach tree gives the reader a question of why the tree is arrogant. The authors give by giving a description that the tree has a large trunk and has beauty, so that not all animals are allowed to live on the branch and perch that he has. The symbolism. The result of this paper states that the short story of the arrogant tree has many symbolic meanings, and as can be seen clearly, the author has used many techniques and examples of symbolism to help illustrate the ending of the short story. The arrogant tree, some examples of symbolic meaning, including color, direction, and nature, are found in this short story.
And more precisely for the figurative linguistic section, tone, irony, and lastly, general question. Okay, number one is figurative language. For the figurative language, have the personification of words. The trees were so arrogant, and second, the rabbit felt so humiliated. Okay, for number two is tone, and for tone and first is in the dialogue in the story using a tone that can express the sentence. And second, the height and low of the tone depends on the sentence and the quiz of style in expressing different attitudes. And for example, I could stay on your bridge. Okay, and two, of course you can because you are very pretty bird. And the next is irony. Okay, for the irony is field situational irony. When the rabbit man he was lying and said the rabbits the silly things. Rabbit pride was granted by good and the beautiful tree immediately attack caterpillars. And second, verbal irony. He was not the beautiful tree anymore and just being a word that world they sound. And third, dramatic irony. Okay, for the dramatic irony is in the story, the Rogan tree, previous readers already know and nature of the tree, but not all of the characters in the story know the true nature of the tree until everything is relevant and everything returns to normal. Okay, and the lastly is general question. For the general question is, do you enjoy reading books? Okay, so yes, really enjoy it because the story is not boring. It has a positive message in it. The story also make us more curious about the ending so that we keep reading it until the end.
You know what I think? I think that you are dope.